Series made its much anticipated national debut just last week with two excellent features at the East Bay Raceway Park. Two features that would ultimately be the final 410 races to ever be held at the long-standing Tampa, Florida racetrack. Now we cross the Florida-Georgia line to the Golden Isles Speedway here in Waynesville, Georgia for what will be the first ever 410 sprint car race to be held here at this 4/10 mile oval. I'm Chase Rodman. It is night number one of Deuces Wild Weekend, which will also feature the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series tomorrow, and then both divisions will clash for the first time on Saturday night. None of the sprint car drivers in the field here this evening have ever raced here before, with the exception of one, which we will get to here in just a little bit, but there was an open practice here last night, and boy, oh boy, they were getting around this place pretty good. Speeds over 112 miles per hour for an average speed, and they were not messing around, that is for sure. And if we take a look at the race information here, is we've got hot laps and qualifying. The first thing you see on the racetrack for the 26 sprint cars that are on the property here this evening. After that, we'll have 3 heat races, 8 laps in distance, and a 7-lap dash. Following the dash will be the B main event, which will be 12 laps, and we'll cap things off here this evening with a $10,000 to win 25-lap feature for the High Limit Racing Series. Now, heading into the track facts, what is this place? What is Golden Isles Speedway? A 4/10 mile clay oval, 8 degrees of banking, and has been in operation for a very long time. It opens in 1970, and pretty crazy. It's been open this long, and this will be the very first ever 410 sprint car race. Now, after those 2 races at East Bay Raceway Park, well, the points are pretty darn close, but we'll get to that in just a moment, as we've got our friend Tony Laporta down there in the infield. Tony Laporta, the pit reporter here for the High Limit Racing Series. Tony, last week at East Bay, the final race for 410s over there in Tampa, Florida. Tonight, a different dynamic. The first time they will be here at this 4/10 mile at Golden Isles Speedway.
There we go. Now we got signal. Chase, you talked about it in the open. How unique of a situation was it to leave East Bay Raceway Park with 410 sprint cars on it for the last time ever to roll in here to Golden Isles in Waynesville, Georgia for the first ever winged 410 sprint car race. Kind of a unique set with the High Limit Racing schedule here in 2024. Something else you talked about in the opening, Chase, the practice night we ran here last night. Drivers got somewhere between 4 and about 7 sessions, the opportunity to run 4 to 7 sessions out on the track, and you said it, fast. This place is really fast. That's the number one thing I was told by drivers when I walked up and down the pit area here tonight and said, tell me about practice last night. How did it go? Fast was the number one word. Corey Day said technical. Tyler Courtney, our most recent winner with the High Limit Racing Series, he said tricky, turns 3 and 4. You really got to figure those corners out if you want to be fast here. Dominic Scelsi, who returns for another weekend of filling in on that Roth Motorsports number 883, he used the word diamondy. I asked him what that means. He said, I don't really know. But everybody agrees that this track is fast. Even Brad Sweet said pucker factor is how I would describe the track here at Golden Isles Speedway in Waynesville, Georgia. One note that we do want to hit on and give good news, give an update about. Last night during those practice sessions, Chris Windham in the Vermeer number 55 with NOS Energy drink on that car, he did snap off a rear axle that caused him to get upside down just a little bit from where we're standing over here in turn number 4. That car got upside down into the fence. They had to replace both wings on that car. Clinton Boyles told me they had some radius rods that had to get replaced and a few other things on that race car. But the number 55's frame, most importantly, is in good shape. And even more important than that is Chris Windham himself told me he is okay, he feels good, and they're ready to get after it here tonight for races 3 and 4 of the 2024 High Limit Racing season. So we're down here in the infield, Chase. It is a beautiful night in South Georgia. The intensity and the energy is still way up after the season kickoff back at East Bay Raceway Park. I am ready to get cars on track. They're just finishing up a little bit of farming here on the racetrack, and we're going to be going here before too long with hot laps. So we're excited down here, man. Let's go back up top.
Thank you very much, Tony. Yes, about 10 minutes away from hot laps getting underway at the Golden Isles Speedway for race number 3 of 2024 with the High Limit Racing Series. As you can tell from this camera shot, it is a great day here in Georgia. 63 degrees, just a 4-mile-per-hour wind, and as you can tell right there, clear skies. It is a beautiful day. It is a perfect day for racing action here to kick off the Deuces Wild Weekend for the High Limit Racing Series. Now, we already talked about hot laps coming up here in just a few minutes, 10 minutes away. And with that, we'll take a quick break here on FloRacing. Come back, hot laps just around the corner. Number 3 of 2024 for the High Limit Racing Series. We are here for night number 1 of Deuces Wild. It is the High Limit Racing Series along with the 604 late models. Tomorrow will be the 604 late models alongside the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. And then on Saturday, both of the main divisions will collide. It'll be the High Limit Racing Series alongside the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series for a finale that'll be one to watch. As we take a look at the point standings after 2 races, we had 2 races just last week to open the season up at East Bay Raceway Park, and it is the 5-time World of Outlaws champion at the top of the point standings, Brad Sweet. He's actually tied, though, with the young 18-year-old out of Clovis, California, Corey Day. He is right there with him neck and neck. Tyler Courtney was one of the winners over there at East Bay. He is third in points, -9. Then Brett Marks back there in fourth. He had 2 top 10 finishes at East Bay. Tanner Thorson shocking the sprint car world with a 5th place in the point standings right now. He had a great week at East Bay. Then Zeb Wise, Spencer Baston, Anthony Macri, Parker Price Miller, Kyle Larson rounding out the top 10 in the High Limit Racing Series point standings. Macri and Larson, the only 2 out of those drivers there that are not high rollers, they're not full-time with the series here in 2024. Let's take a look at the schedule that's coming up here for the High Limit Racing Series. Tonight, obviously, we're at Golden Isle Speedway. We'll be back here on Saturday, but after that, we have got a lot of good racetracks to get to. A lot of tracks, actually all of these tracks that we're looking at here on the screen now, I have not been to a single one of them. Excited to get to all of those. Riverside International Speedway for the first race of the Midweek Money Series on April 9th. After that, 3 days later, Texarkana 67 is the next track on the schedule. Then Texas Motor Speedway, the Stockyard Stampede, followed by RPM Speedway, Red Dirt Raceway in Oklahoma. That's one we're looking forward to, the Midweek Money Series at number 2. And then Southern Oklahoma Speedway for the High Limit Hustle on April 19th. So after this week, we've got about a month break before we get back to action and really get down and dirty with the High Limit Racing Series. It's going to get super, super busy in the month of April. And, well, Tony Laporta, I see you down there in turn number 3. Take a look at the racetrack. As we talked about at the top of the show, a brand new track. The only laps many of these sprint car guys have on it are from last night here during practice, and it goes the same with the crew chiefs. They might not be on the racetrack, but they've got a lot of work to do to try and get those cars dialed in, right?
Yeah, Chase, down and dirty. I've got some of the dirty right here in my hand, this red Georgia clay. I'm not standing in a pond at a racetrack, so to those of you who are watching and don't recognize me, it's still the same guy from East Bay Raceway Park. I'm just not up to my knees in leeches and gators and swamp water and all that stuff. We're standing over here in turns 3 and 4. And you talked about this is a brand new place for pretty much the entire field. Only 2 drivers have any laps before last night here. Kyle Larson, you talked about he won a late model race here last spring, last winter. And then Casey Kane, actually, in the 9 KKR car. They came here and tested previously, but nobody has any race laps in a sprint car before we get into tonight. A lot of the crew chiefs, a lot of the car chiefs, lots of the guys that work on these 410 wing sprint cars talk to me about the dirt, the clay, the track surface here at Golden Isle Speedway. And a lot of them are describing it as unique. Okay, this piece of clay I've got right here, real wet, real tacky. They have been farming on the racetrack for a good portion of the day, right? But not like we have the Tide that we did at East Bay back in Tampa, Florida, but because of the water this track already has in it, because of the clay being a type of dirt that just holds moisture a little bit better already, a lot of the crew chiefs, a lot of the car chiefs are talking about how this place is a little bit backwards in the sense of as laps go by and the top blows off here, a lot of times as the night goes on in one of these races, you would work to tighten your race car up to keep it from sliding away from you going through the corners. That is not what a lot of these teams saw during the practice night last night here, Chase. A lot of them saw the top blow off. It kind of give the illusion that it was beginning to slick off a little bit, but whether it was the track holding a lot of moisture, a couple of crew chiefs talked to me about maybe it's just the sand on the surface here at Golden Isle Speedway. Nobody has a great read on it 100%. But what they will tell you is this track, A, doesn't slow down very much, and it doesn't slick off very much. So drivers and teams are having to work to get those cars to feel as comfortable as they can underneath them. Another point of interest right here where I'm standing, turns 3 and 4, as Adam gives you a look at that. Tyler Courtney said it's very technical here. Dominic Selzy talked about it being diamondy. Corey Day talked about, hey, it gets really wide on the exit of turn 4 up to the top of the front straightaway. Makes it hard to make a lane change here. Making sure you get through 3 and 4 is going to be really critical for all these drivers tonight. Another thing Dominic Selzy told me was qualifying is going to really matter a lot tonight. Saturday night when we're running with the Lucas Oil 8 models and this track's taking a little bit more of a beating, it might not be as important, but tonight qualifying is going to play a big role in things, as will dirty air, because you are flat flying around this red Georgia clay here at Golden Isle Speedway. So, Chase, I know that's a lot. Also, I think you hit on it. We got a dead tie at the top of the championship point standings right now between 2 of California's best and Corey Day and Brad Sweet. I think that's awesome. So, Chase, we're going to be keeping an eye on 3 and 4 right here and how diamondy it gets, according to Dominic Selzy. But, let's go back up top to you.
Thank you very much, Tony. Yes, these drivers, as I mentioned at the top of the show, were absolutely getting after it around Golden Isle Speedway last night. The fastest lap time, if you're curious, was turned in by Rico Abreu, the driver of car number 24. That lap time was a 12.801 at over 112 miles per hour for an average speed. Now, to compare that to what we saw as far as the lap times go for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, that is 2.1 seconds faster than the best time we saw here last night, turned in by Hudson O'Neal at a 14.962. As you get a look at Rico Abreu right there, bottom left side of your screen there, he was the fastest here yesterday during practice, but the sprint cars 2.1 seconds faster than the late models here last night. So pretty incredible, these speeds they're able to get around the Golden Isle Speedway. Now, if you're looking for some tickets coming up to some future events, we already showed you the schedule coming up here. We're going to be heading to Oklahoma, we're going to be heading to Texas, and a whole bunch of other places. Well, if you're watching at home on Flow, go ahead and scan that QR code right there on your screen, and you can get yourselves tickets and get ready to go for High Limit Racing. Also, if you don't have your phone on you and you still want to get tickets later on, just go to highlimitracing.com and you can purchase your tickets there as well. But that QR code takes you right where you need to go to get yourself going for one of these High Limit Racing Series events. With that, we'll take another quick break here on FloRacing. Hot Laps is just around the corner. For the first time here at Golden Isle Speedway, the 410 sprint cars will take to what Tony calls the red Georgia clay. And welcome back to Golden Isle Speedway here on night one of Deuces Wild for the High Limit Racing Series. We are very, very close to getting underway with hot laps. Before we can do that, we've got a very special guest down in the infield. Tony Laporta is caught up with a guy that is a long ways away from Pocahontas, Illinois.
Pocahontas, Illinois, yeah, Chase, we are a very far away from there. Zach Dahm, he's gone all over the world to race. New Zealand, you've raced all over the United States. You were just in Ocala, Florida a few weeks ago, and you took a bit of a tumble there with the USAC non-wing sprint cars. That racing all season long is on Flow as well, don't forget. And that is why you have the little bit of bloodshot, we'll call them eyes right now. Before we get into what you're doing and why you're down here in Waynesville, Georgia, instead of beautiful Pocahontas, Illinois, I want to ask, how are you doing? A lot of people who were watching on Flow and were at Bubba Raceway Park saw your scary accident with USAC. What happened, and are you okay?
Yeah, it was one of them deals with the format that USAC is. You got to transfer through a heat race, and I was going to be on the pole of the feature, and just made a dumb mistake. Just put myself in a bad position and paid the price for it. Went over a guy's right rear, and it just luckily we didn't end up in the grandstands, but from there it was just a wild ride. But I'm all good. Never lost consciousness. Haven't been dizzy. I've had a history. I've been through the concussion protocols before, so I kind of have an idea of what goes into all that. So just a little bit of case of red eye, and that's almost healed now. So we'll as soon as we get home, we'll get a car back built and get going again.
Yeah, a little bit of case of red eyes, I think a real liberal, soft way of putting that. But how long will your eyes look like that before they don't have so much blood in them?
This is getting better. I would assume by the end of the weekend, this will probably go away. Just kind of judging what it's been like the last, how it's progressed. Hopefully by Saturday, Sunday, it's gone.
Well, I hope so, too. So now we're going to get to what you're doing here. You're friends with the track ownership here. Probably not in a big rush to get back to Illinois. I live in Indiana. It's not exactly tropical weather right now as we wrap up February. So what are you doing down here? Why are you here?
Like I said, the promoter's a longtime family friend, and he bought this place, and it snowed at home this week. I didn't really want to go home. I probably should be home working, but I didn't really feel like going home yet. So called Stevie and asked if I could come hang out here and see if I could assist in any certain way. And he said, yeah, come on down, hang out. So we're here.
Zach Dahm, you're always fun to watch out on the track. I'm sure you'll be fun to watch work inside and around the track. Thank you so much for helping out with this event. Thank you for stopping and talking to us. We got race cars on the track, so we're going to send it back up to Chase Rodman.
Thank you very much, Tony Laporta. Great shot of the sunset here in Brunswick, Georgia, as we've got cars on the racetrack for Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Dirt Draft will be the presenting sponsor of Hot Laps for every high-limit racing event in 2024. The Dirt Draft app allows you to play against hundreds of dirt racing fans across the country. Simply select 5 drivers each night while staying under a $100,000 salary cap and accumulate points in the process. Use those points in the speed shop to buy all kinds of things. Download the Dirt Draft app or visit dirtdraft.com for more information. Cars are getting fired off now on the back straightaway. Let's introduce you to some of our high rollers and some of our drivers that are invading the Golden Isle Speedway as well here tonight. The first driver onto the racetrack, he is the 5-time and defending World of Outlaws champion out of Grass Valley, California. The Casey Kane Racing with Mike Curb, Napa Auto Parts, Brumo's Collection, Maximum Race Oils number 49, the Big Cat, Brad Sweet. Brad Sweet in car number 49. And behind him, out of Minden, Nevada, the Smith Titanium Factory Kane, Maximum Race Oil, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Hollow Vodka number 88 of Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in car number 88. And rolling into turn number 1 now out of Hanover, Pennsylvania, the SCC Trucking, PhilPools.com, Polk Brothers Racing, Dynatech Controls number 17. That's Dylan Norris. Dylan Norris in car number 17. Rolling through turns 1 and 2 now out of Dillsburg, Pennsylvania, the J&S Classics, Valley Supply, C&D Rigging, Class 1 Transportation, number 39M. That's Anthony Macri. Anthony Macri in car number 39M. On your flow screen now to Lemoore, California, that's the Honest Abe Roofing Metal Supply Depot. Factory Kane number 16T of Cole Macedo. Cole Macedo in the 16T. Rolling into turn number 1 now. The driver to Bradenton, Florida, the Amalie Motor Oil Tub of Towels TI-22, the Parts House Triple X Chassis number 28M of Connor Morell. Connor Morell in the 28M. And coming up behind him to pass around the outside out of Kokomo, Indiana, the Chalk Sticks Torsion Bars Town Line Variety Indy Race Parts High Performance Lubricants number 9P. That's the law firm Parker Price Miller. Parker Price Miller in car number 9P. And there is Anthony Macri rolling into turn number 1 right now. Was 5th and 15th at East Bay the first 2 nights out with the High Limit Racing Series. And Macri, not a full-time competitor, but going to be seeing him a lot throughout the season with the High Limit Racing Series. One of the best drivers out of Pennsylvania and one of the winningest drivers over the last 2 or 3 years in all of the country in 410 sprint car racing. As we mentioned at the top of the show, these drivers did get some practice laps here last night, and all of them, with the exception of one, have never even ran a race here at Golden Isle Speedway, and sometimes that can be some of the most exciting races that we go to. Remember a couple years ago on the Outlaw Tour, we went to some new tracks that nobody had ever been to before, and it turned out to be some great racing. Nobody really has that notebook to lean on, and it can get pretty interesting pretty quickly. So there's Brad Sweet right there. He is the co-leader in the points championship. And there's Parker Price Miller, who had a great run on the second running at East Bay Raceway Park, the second feature. He was 23rd to 6th in that main event. And right now he comes into the night sitting in the 8th position in the High Limit Sprint Car Series point standings. Tanner Thorson rolling down the front stretch now, currently 5th in the High Limit point standings. He had a 3rd place run on the first feature of the season, followed that up with a charge from the B main to 11th in the feature on the second night as the green flag comes out, the first hot lap session ever for 410 sprint cars here at Golden Isle Speedway. Caution lights come out, and the fastest driver so far in Dirt Draft Hot Laps is the driver to Kokomo, Indiana, the 9P of Parker Price Miller. Parker Price Miller's lap time of a 14.303. Behind him, Anthony Macri, second in 39M at a 14.414. The 17 of Dylan Norris, third quick, 14.736. Cole Macedo, fourth, at 14.747. Followed by Brad Sweet, rounding out the top 5 at a 14.823. Parker Price Miller, one of 17 drivers committed to running the full season with the High Limit Racing Series here in 2024. Has wins against the World of Outlaws, wins against the All-Stars, former MOA Sprint Car champion. And there is Anthony Macri rolling down the front stretch, currently second here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps at a 14.414. Drivers are packing the racing surface in just a little bit right now under this caution to try and speed up the lap times, and usually this works pretty well as the green flag comes back out. Remember, last night the fastest time was a 12.801, so we're pretty well off the pace at a 14.303 at this point in time. Green flag comes back out. packing the racetrack in certainly helped as we drop almost a second in lap times. They're a 13.262 turned in by Anthony Macri. He's the fastest in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Brad Sweet now second, 13.457. Dylan Norris is third, 13.581. Parker Price Miller, 13.688. And Cole Macedo, a 13.691. Following them and rounding out the rest of Hot Laps so far, 28M Connor Morrell, 13.991, and Tanner Thorson at a 14.063. So as we mentioned a couple times, this is the first 410 sprint car race to ever be ran here at Golden Isles Speedway. There have been 6 360 races held here in the past. Back in 1992, Sam Rodriguez won that race. 1995, Taylor Andrews. 2006, Terry Gray, USCS winner here. And Danny Martin Jr. won it back in 2006 as well with USCS. And more recently with the Top Gun Series, Matt Kurtz in 2015 and Mark Ruel Jr. on February 15, 2015 as well. So here we go for the first group, or the second group, I should say, of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. As first driver's getting pushed off right now out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. That's the Pels Tire Service, RF Knox Company, the Auto Barn, Weinbrenner Motor Service, Lawrence's Body Shop, number 1A of Jacob Allen. Jacob Allen in car number 1A. And from Canton, Illinois, the NOS Energy Drink, Logan Contractor Supply, Zip Bonds, TK Concrete, Elliott's Custom Trailers, number 55, The Bear, Chris Wyndham. And from Chillicothe, Ohio, the Olive Branch Gang, Ohio Valley Veneer, Ralph's Muffler Shop, Dean Nittle Auto Repair, Chad's Wheel Repair, number 4. That's Danny Smith. Danny Smith in car number 4. From Lubbock, Texas, the High Plains Building Division, Carbon Safety Technology, Lubbock Wrecker, 5 Nights Truck Accessories, ShopTruckParts.com, number 1 of Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in car number 1. And rolling into turn number 1 now, out of Elk Grove, California, the JVI Group, Finley Farms, Fulkins Brothers Trucking, FloRacing, HendrickCars.com, number 57 of Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson in car number 57. Out of Indianapolis, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drink, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, number 7 BC of Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. Tyler Courtney in car number 7 BC. Final driver in this session out of Charlotte, North Carolina, the Alpha Canvas Race Products Advanced Powder Coating Solutions, KH Suspension, number 47 of Eric Riggins Jr. Eric Riggins Jr. in car number 47. So Kyle Larson, the only driver racing a sprint car here tonight that does have past experience here at the Golden Isles Speedway, has a win, as Tony mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, has 4 starts here with Lucas, and has 3 podium finishes. There's Eric Riggins Jr., car number 47, was with us at the East Bay Raceway Park, made the show during the second main event, finished 24th in that race. And there's the winner in that second race right there, Tyler Courtney, as we go green. Second session for Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Checkered flag comes out, and a new name at the top of Dirt Draft Hot Laps, and it is the 1A of Jacob Allen, 13.248. 13248, fastest lap for Jacob Allen. Anthony Macri from the first group is still second at 13.262. Kyle Larson third, 13.376, followed by Brad Sweet, 13.457, and Tyler Courtney at a 13.525. Dylan Norris, 6th quick. Eric Riggins Jr., 7th quick. Parker Price Miller, 8th quick. Cole Macedo, 9th, and Chris Wyndham rounding out the top 10. Next set of drivers rolling trackside now. Out of Visalia, California, the Commercial Edge, NDT, New Direction Transport, B&L Holdings, Elliott's Custom Trailers, Ridge Development number 8. That is Corey Eliason. Corey Eliason in car number 8. And from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the Sitgard Engine Oil, Hampel Oil, Mystic Lubricants, Western Flyer Express, Deathridge Optical number 5T. That's Ryan Timms. Ryan Timms in car number 5T. And you'll be listening to his High Roller playlist all night long here at the racetrack out of Enumclaw, Washington. The Casey Kane Race with Mike Kerr, Brumo's Collection, Factory Kane Shocks, Kane Screen Print number 9 of Casey Kane. Casey Kane in car number 9. And from Angola, Indiana, that is the Sundollar Restoration, Ford Performance, Sage Fruit, Race Redeemed Foundation, Hager Realty, number 26 of Zeb Wise. Zeb Wise in car number 26. And from Fresno, California, the Mobile One, Toyota Racing Development, Roth Enterprises, HR Livestock Transportation, number 83, that's Dominic Selzy. Dominic Selzy in car number 83. Selzy still filling in for James McFadden, who is stuck in Australia, not able to get across here to the States. So Dominic Selzy, the super sub, still behind the wheel of the Roth Motorsports 83. Final driver getting pushed off now on the back straightaway. Out of Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrewBid.com, Baps Paint, Livewire Customs, number 19. That's Brent Marks. Brent Marks in car number 19. You can see track crew along with high limit racing officials trying to scrape the wall down a little bit down there in turns 1 and 2, as it has been caked very early on here in hot laps. Want those drivers to be able to see where they are going here. They want to know when the track ends and the wall begins, so those stripes will help them determine that. MedStar safety team going to be at every single high limit racing event in 2024. We're glad to have them along for the ride. Want to mention this name one more time, Keith Probst. If you're out there in the grandstands, Keith Probst. If you're out there in the grandstands, you have won the Durst Dice Roll. You will be rolling the dice here tonight. We need you at the flag stand at the conclusion of tonight's Sprint Car B Main. Keith Probst out of Sea Island, Georgia. And here we come to the green flag for Dirt Draft Hot Lap Session number 3. And there he goes, Brent Marks to the top, 13.047, nearly into the 12-second bracket. He's 0.2 faster than the rest of the field right now. White flags out here for session number 3. Checkered flag is out, and on his final lap, he goes even quicker, a 13.001. Brent Marks is the fastest so far in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, nearly into the 12-second bracket. Casey Kane now second at a 13.214. Jacob Allen, 13.248. Anthony Macri fourth at a 13.262. And Corey Eliason jumps into the top 5, 13.271. Kyle Larson, Zeb Wise, Dominic Selzy, Ryan Timms, and Brad Sweet, the top 10 here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Final group of cars making their way trackside now here for Dirt Draft Hot Laps, led out by the driver out of St. Helena, California. The Rico Abreu, Kerbagajanian Racing, Pepperjack Kennels, Whiskey Myers, Pacific Boring, Stadelhofer Construction, number 24 of Rico Abreu. Rico Abreu in car number 24. And from Lebanon, Indiana, the True Timber Camo, Nice Crete and Landis Block, JRC Transportation, High Performance Lubricants number 5. That's Spencer Baston. Spencer Baston in car number 5. And currently tied for the point lead with the High Limit Racing Series. Out of Clovis, California, the Sander Engineering, Four Seas Construction, Autry Plumbing, Sincal, Driven to Save Lives, number 14. That's Corey Day. Corey Day in car number 14. From Sussex, New Jersey, Dave Franek Auto Sales, Rapid Tire, Escape Power Sports Plus, Atlantic Battery Systems, Lanes Yamaha, number 28F. That's No Panic, Davey Franek. Davey Franek in car number 28F. And from Altoona, Iowa, the Country Builders Construction, Ochiko West, Muddy Outdoors, Tucker Trucking, Bosma Family Farms, number 88A. That's the big unit, Austin McCarl. Austin McCarl in car number 88. And from Monrovia, Indiana, the Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, CoastalRaceParts.com, number 13. That's Justin Peck. Justin Peck in car number 13. Those are the final 6 drivers here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps on night 1 of Deuces Wild here at the Golden Isles Speedway. Rico Abreu last night, fastest driver overall in that practice session at a 12.801. We saw Brent Marks in that last session go 13.001. We'll see if Rico can keep that speed up and be the first to break into the 12-second bracket. Green flag comes out. Checkered flag comes out, and no one able to beat Brent Marks here in hot laps, but getting very, very close was Rico Abreu at a 13.060. Rico Abreu second quickest. Brent Marks, though, will be the fastest overall in Dirt Draft hot laps at a 13.001. Rico Abreu second. Justin Peck goes third quick, 13.195. Corey Day jumps up to fourth at a 13.197. And Casey Kane rounding out the top 5 in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, 13.214. With Spencer Baston, Jacob Allen, Anthony Macri, Corey Eliason, and Austin McCarl rounding out the top 10. Next thing on the racetrack will be Capital Renegade custom coaches and trailers qualifying. Capital Renegade is the #1 Renegade Toter Home dealer and the #1 Intech trailer dealer. No one sells more Toter Homes or Intech trailers than Capital Renegade custom trailers and coaches. If you are in the market for a Toter Home or a trailer, trust the people that are there in the pits with you and that support the sport. Check out their complete lineup at www.capitalrenegade.com. We'll take a quick break here on FloRacing.com and come back with Capital Renegade qualifying here at Golden Isles Speedway. And we are underway here with Capital Renegade qualifying. First driver onto the Speedway out of Bradenton, Florida, the Amalie Motor Oil Tub of Towels, TI-22, the Parts House XXX Chassis 28M, Connor Morell. Connor Morell in 28M. First time by is a 13.358, 1.3358. Connor Morell enters the night 17th in the High Limit Racing point standings with 24th and 20th place finishes at East Bay Raceway Park. Lap number 2 for Connor Morell's better, 13.192, 1.3192. On the track now out of Minden, Nevada, the Smith Titanium Factory Cane, Maximum Race Oil, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Hollow Vodka, Rod Gross Motorsports, number 88 of Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in car number 88. Thorson coming by for the white flag. And Thorson will go a 13.369, 1.3369 for the former Chili Bowl Nationals champion. Was third on the first feature at East Bay. The second one, he was 11th, currently 5th in the point standings. Second time by line, he goes to the top, 13.152, 1.3152. Tanner Thorson is now your quickest driver. From Grass Valley, California, the Casey Kane Racing with Mike Curb, Napa Auto Parts, Brumo's Collection, Maximum Race Oils number 49. Here's the 5-time Outlaw champion, Brad Sweet. Brad Sweet in car number 49. Lap 1 for Brad Sweet is going to be to the top, 13.016, 1.3016. Sweet currently tied at the top of the point standings with the High Limit Racing Series, finishes of 3rd and 4th last week. Second time by is better into the 12s. It's a 12.922, 1.2922. Brad Sweet, first driver into the 12-second bracket. From Lemoore, California, the Honest Abe Roofing Metal Supply Depot, Factory K number 16T. Here's Cole Macedo. Cole Macedo in the 16T. Lap number 1 for Cole Macedo is going to be a 13.259, 1.3259. Macedo with finishes of 2nd and 22nd at East Bay. Had a wild move coming down the front stretch to take that second spot in that first feature. Lap 2 is going to be better. It's going to be second quick at a 13.083, 1.3083. From Hanover, Pennsylvania, the SCC Trucking, PhilPools.com, Polk Brothers Racing, Dynatech Controls, number 17. It's Dylan Norris. Dylan Norris in car number 17. Lap number 1 for Dylan Norris is going to be 5th quick at a 13.533, 1.3533. Norris has a busy weekend ahead. He'll run here on Saturday night, and then he'll drive all the way back to Lincoln Speedway in Pennsylvania to run there for the Icebreaker. Lap number 2 is better, 13.360, 1.3360, still 5th quick. From Kokomo, Indiana, the Chalkstick Torsion Bars, Town Line Variety, Indy Race Parts, High Performance Lubricants, number 9P. Here's Parker Price Miller. Parker Price Miller in the 9P. Lap number 1 for PPM is going to be second quick, 13.029, 1.3029. Parker Price Miller was 23rd to 6th on the final night at East Bay. Lap number 2 is now to the top, 12.916, 1.2916 to the top for Parker Price Miller. From Dillsburg, Pennsylvania, the J&S Classics, Valley Supply, C&D Rigging, Class 1 Transportation, number 39M. Here's 24-year-old Anthony Macri. Anthony Macri in car number 39M. Lap 1 for Macri is third quick, 12.962, 1.2962. The third driver into the 12-second bracket. Macri's best run back at East Bay with High Limit was a 5th place run in the first feature. Lap number 2 is to the top, 12.783, 1.2783. That's the fastest time we've seen so far between practice and hot laps. Up next, out of Chillicothe, Ohio, here's the Olive Branch Gang, Ohio Valley Veneer, Ralph's Muffler Shop, Dean Niddle Auto Repair, Chad's Wheel Repair, number 4 of Danny Smith. Danny Smith in car number 4. Lap number 1 for Danny Smith is a 14.368, 1.4368 for the 2015 National Sprint Car Hall of Famer. Danny Smith in his 50th year of racing 410 sprint cars. Lap number 2 for Danny Smith is better at a 14.051, 1.4051. On the clock next, out of Elk Grove, California, the JVI Group, Finley Farms, Falcons Brothers Trucking, FloRacing, HendrickCars.com, number 57. Here's Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson in car number 57. Lap 1 for Larson is going to be 7th quick, 13.259, 1.3259. Larson a winner, the first race out at East Bay last week. He'll be running double duty between the sprint car and the late model here come Saturday night. Lap number 2 is now 4th quick, 13.003, 1.3003. From Charlotte, North Carolina, the Alpha Canvas Race Products Advanced Powder Coating Solutions, KH Suspension number 47. Here's Eric Riggins Jr. Eric Riggins Jr. in car number 47. Lap number 1 for Riggins is going to be 9th quick, 13.405, 1.3405. Eric Riggins did make one of the features back at East Bay. He ended up 24th in that second feature event. Lap number 2 for Riggins is now 8th quick, 13.284, 1.3284, 8th quick for Eric Riggins Jr. Out of Lubbock, Texas, this is the High Plains Building Division Carbon Safety Technology Lubbock Record 5 Nights Truck Accessories Shop TruckParts.com, number 1 of Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in car number 1. Lap number 1 for the 18-year-old driver is going to be 8th quick, 13.219, 1.3219. Crouch utilized a provisional both nights at East Bay, was 17th and 19th in those two main events. Lap number 2 is better. How about 5th quick, 13.049, 1.3049, 5th quick for Brenham Crouch. From Indianapolis, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drink, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, number 7 BC. This is Sunshine Tyler Courtney. Tyler Courtney into 7 BC. Courtney very fast last night during the practice session. Lap number 1 is going to be 5th quick at a 13.032, 1.3032. Tyler Courtney already a winner this year with the High Limit Racing Series. That was in the second feature back at East Bay. He is third in the point standings. Now he is second quick at a 12.894, 1.2894, second quick for Tyler Courtney. From Canton, Illinois, the NOS Energy Drink, Logan Contractor Supply, Zip Bonds, TK Concrete, Elliott's Custom Trailers number 55. It's the Bear, Chris Wyndham. Chris Wyndham in car number 55. Lap number 1 for Chris Wyndham is going to be 12th quick at a 13.681, 1.3681. Last night, Wyndham during practice broke a rear axle and flipped big time into the turn 4 catch fence. Lap number 2 for Chris Wyndham is going to be better, 13.552, still 12th quick out of 13 so far. From Hanover, Pennsylvania, the Pels Tire Service, RF Knox Company, the Auto Barn, Weinbrenner Motor Service, Lawrence's Body Shop, number 1A, here's Jacob Allen. Jacob Allen in car number 1A. Lap number 1 for Jacob Allen is going to be 10th quick at a 13.218, 1.3218. Jacob last week did have a top 10 finish in one of the races, was 9th and 21st. He's currently 11th in the High Limit Racing Series point standings. Lap number 2 is better, up to 7th quick at the 13.082, 1.3082. The driver who was fastest in hot laps now on the racetrack out of Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrewBid.com, Baps Paint, Livewire Customs, number 19. Here's Brent Marks. Brent Marks in car number 19. Lap 1 for Marks is going to be 5th quick at a 12.990, 1.2990. He's the 5th driver into the 12-second bracket. Marks, one of just 4 drivers who's been in the top 10 in both features so far this season. Lap number 2 is to the top, 12.759, 1.2759. Brent Marks, now the fastest here in Capital Renegade qualifying. Brent Marks, followed by Anthony Macri, Tyler Courtney, Parker Price Miller, and Brad Sweet, the top 5. From Fresno, California, the Mobile One, Toyota Racing Development, Roth Enterprises, HR Livestock Transportation, number 83. Here's Dominic Selzy. Dominic Selzy in car number 83. Selzy, the former NARC champion out in California. He's going to go 14th quick on lap 1 at a 13.368, 1.3368. Filling in for James McFadden, who is having issues getting over here from Australia. Lap number 2 is going to be better, 13th quick at a 13.288. 132.88 for Dominic Scelzi. From Angola, Indiana, the Sundollar Restoration, Ford Performance, Sage Fruit, Race Reading Foundation, Hager Realty, number 26. Here's Zeb Wise. Zeb Wise in car number 26. Lap number 1 for Zeb Wise is 15th quick at a 13.390. 133.90 for the defending All-Star Circuit of Champions titleist. Lap 2 for Zeb Wise is better, up to 11th quick at a 13.164. 131.64. 17 cars have taken a time so far. 9 left to come out here for the High Limit Racing Series. Brent Marks still fastest, 12.759. From Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the Sitgard Engine Oil, Hampel Oil, Mystic Lubricants, Western Flyer Express, Deathridge Optical, number 5T. Here is Ryan Timms. Ryan Timms in car number 5T. Timms right up against the wall off of turn number 4. Lap number 1 is going to be 17th quick at a 13.568. 135.668. Timms coming off a $10,000 to win race at the King of 360s at East Bay. That is the second $10,000 win race he's got already in 2024. Lap number 2 is better, 15th quick, 13.356. 133.56. He is the DJ for tonight's races. On the track now out of Enumclaw, Washington, the Casey Kane Raceway, Mike Kerr, Brumos Collection, Factory Kane Shocks, Kane Screen Print number 9. Here's Casey Kane. Casey Kane in car number 9. Lap 1 for Casey is going to be 13th quick at a 13.280. 132.80. Kane with finishes of 20th and 14th at East Bay, currently 13th in the High Limit Racing point standings. Lap 2 for Kane is going to be slower at a 13.309. First lap better, 13.280. From Visalia, California, the Commercial Edge, NDT New Direction Transport, B&L Holdings, Elliott's Custom Trailers, Ridge Development number 8. Here's Corey Eliason. Corey Eliason in car number 8. Lap 1 for Eliason will be 13th quick at a 13.272. 132.72. Tough start to the year for Eliason, 19th and 18th at East Bay. Had to use a provisional one night. Currently up there in 16th in points. He goes up to 10th quick on lap number 2, 13.152. 131.52. From Monrovia, Indiana, the Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, CoastalRatesParts.com. Number 13, here's Justin Peck. Justin Peck in car number 13. Tries to hold the car a little bit lower in 3 and 4, and it's going to work. 7th quick, 13.038. 13038. He's the fastest driver we've seen here in quite a while. See if he can jump up a few more spots here on lap number 2. And he goes just a tick slower, 13.066. First lap better, 13.038. Fastest driver last night during the practice session. Now on the racetrack out of St. Helena, California. The Rico Abreu Kerbag of Janian Racing, Pepperjack Kennels, Whiskey Myers, Pacific Boring, Stadelhofer Construction. Number 24 of Rico Abreu. Rico Abreu in car number 24. Lap number 1, he's going to be 9th quick, 13.061. 13061. Rico currently 9th in the point standings. He was 7th and 17th back at East Bay. Lap number 2 is going to be 6th quick for Rico, 12.942. 12942. He's now the 6th driver down into the 12-second bracket. From Lebanon, Indiana, the True Timber Camo, Nice Cretan Landis Block, GRC Transportation, High Performance Lubricants, number 5. This is 25-year-old Spencer Baston. Spencer Baston in car number 5. Baston nearly tagging the wall off of turn number 4. First lap is going to be 13.306. 13306. Got to get right up next to the wall, it seems like, to try and make some speed down there in turns 3 and 4. Baston a little bit lower this time. And he will improve to 12th quick at a 13.110. 13110. From Altoona, Iowa, the Country Builders Construction, Ochiko West, Muddy Outdoors, Tucker Trucking, Bosma Family Farms, number 88A. Here is Austin McCarl. Austin McCarl in car number 88A. Lap number 1 for Austin McCarl is going to be 22nd quick at a 13.387, as McCarl coming off a win at the King of 360s at East Bay. He was I believe the night number 2 prelim winner down there. Lap 2 for McCarl. He'll jump up to 17th quick at a 13.248. 2 drivers left to qualify here. On the clock next out of Clovis, California, the Sander Engineering, Four Seas Construction, Autry Plumbing, SynCal, Driven to Save Lives, number 14. Currently tied for the High Limit Racing Series point standings lead. It's Corey Day. Corey Day in car number 14. Lap 1 for Corey is going to be 23rd quick, 13.366, 1.3366. Corey Day looking for big improvements here on the second lap. Finishes of 2nd and 6th at East Bay. Lap number 2 is just going to be 21st quick, 13.333, 1.3333. And your final driver to qualify out of Sussex, New Jersey, the Dave Franek Auto Sales, Rapid Tire, Escape Power Sports Plus, Atlantic Battery Systems, Lanes Yamaha, number 28F. Here's No Panic, Davey Franek. Davey Franek in car number 28F. Lap 1 for Franek is 25th quick at a 13.583, 1.3583. Davey Franek already a winner this year with the USCS Series down in Hendry County. Lap number 2 for Franek. He jumps up to 24th quick at a 13.502, 1.3502. That's going to do it right there for Capital Custom Trailers qualifying. And here is the top 10. Jacob Allen was 10th quick in car number 1A. Allen with a 13.082. Brenham Crouch 9th quick in car number 1. Justin Peck in 13. He was 8th quick. Kyle Larson 7th in 57. Rico Abreu in car number 24, 6th quick. Parker Price Miller 4th quick in the 9P. Tyler Courtney was 3rd quick in the 7BC. 39M Anthony Macri 2nd quick, and your fast qualifier overall, and now setting the new track record here at Golden Isles Speedway with a 12.759. The driver of car number 19 is Brent Marks.